But you're having a party and I was not invited.
Sweetie, it's not a party, it's a wake.
Oh, really? Who died?
Their cat.
You are mourning a cat?
Yes.
I just finished episode 5, Cinnamon's Wake. The main plot was Cinnamon, who is Lorelai and Rory's neighbor's cat, dies. And how the cat dies is hilarious. It's funny how they describe it, but you can't laugh because it's sad because the cat's dead. But it's funny, and like just the imagery that they give you when they're telling you how the cat died is great. So basically, that's the big thing of the town. They all come together for a wake. And also it is focusing on Lorelai and Rory's relationships or their dating life. And honestly, this episode was very entertaining. It introduced the return of Dean, and I'm proud to say I actually enjoyed him this episode and thought he was actually kind of charming, so I was actually impressed. But then you also see more of Mr. Medina, and Mr. Medina asked Lorelai out, and I was so excited. So in this episode, you get to see them have their pre-date, which is basically like something you go out and do before a real date to see if you actually really want to date the person. So I personally think pre-dates need to become a thing because I'm here for them. I really, really like the idea of a pre-date. Let's start it off with Rory and Dean. Basically, Dean sees her waiting for the bus stop to go to school one day, so he hops on the bus with her, and she like freaks out. She's like, "Oh no, the bus is going to Hartford. You have to get off. You go to school here. You don't go to school in Hartford. You got to get off the bus." And then Dean is all calm and is like, "One thing you're forgetting about the buses is that they have stops." And then it stops, and then it gets off. And then Rory is kind of like in her awkward, like this is the first guy that she's really had feelings for, really like kind of had a crush on, and so she's just kind of like the awkward teenage girl. And so she goes to where Dean works just to like look at him and kind of see more of him. And so Dean tries to talk to her and she like freaks out and like just like, "Nope, I'm good, I gotta go." And then she like runs away. And then she runs into Dean later at the wake, and how she's been acting, Dean is like, "Okay, I need to apologize because I've overstepped and you don't seem to like me even though I like you." And so he tells her that. He's like, "I just wanted to apologize. I'm sorry. I thought maybe you liked me, but based on our interactions, it doesn't look like you are, so I will leave you alone." And then Rory's like, "Wait, don't go. I do like you." And then she's like, "I gotta go." And then she runs. And so it's just like awkward teenage, your first love kind of thing is what you see in this episode with Rory and Dean. So with Max and Lorelai, if you can't tell, I am digging this couple so much. Lorelai had Suki make all this stuff because Lorelai cannot cook. So the parents have to contribute to the bake sale, and it's supposed to be handmade. So she's like, "Suki, cook for me." So Mr. Medina finds Lorelai there, and he takes her to the side because he wants to apologize for what happened in the previous episode and Rory missing to take her test and the whole headmaster drama. And so he takes her aside and he's like, "I have a question to ask you, but I don't know how you can take it." And she's like, "Okay, ask. What you got?" And so he's like, "I would like to take you out on a date." And then you like just see the chemistry going. And so basically that's when they come up with a pre-date idea. So it's not really a date. It's something you go on before just to get to know the person better, to see if you even vibe, to be like, to actually be interested in dating them. I'm here. Pre-date, yes. So they go on that to a coffee place and they kind of just talk, and it's just amazing to me how he instantly gets Lorelai, like how she talks, like he can throw it back at her, like he's just getting it, and they just seem so cute together, and I'm here for it, and I love me some Max Medina. But so then they go on that, and then after their pre-date, Lorelai agrees to go on a date with him on Thursday, and it just turns out Thursday is the day of Cinnamon's wake because Cinnamon dies all abruptly. And so she forgets about the date. Mr. Medina shows up to her house. Rory sees him and she's like, "Oh, why is my teacher here? Am I in trouble?" And Lorelai's like, "No, I just forgot to tell you I'm going on a date with your teacher." And so she never told Rory about it. And so in the end of the episode, Rory gives her permission. But so they can start dating. So we'll see how this relationship develops. But I'm so excited. I just really like Max Medina. Yeah. And also you just kind of, I feel like in this episode too, you see like the town come together and comfort Babette when Cinnamon dies, and I think that's really cool. Like small towns, I guess I don't have much experience in a small town, but I assume that's what they do, and I thought that was really cool to see in this episode, everyone coming together. And you also kind of have the rivalry between Suki and Luke because they both are chefs in their own way, and Suki is more, I guess, more elegant, more restaurant style, while Luke is more a diner chef, and so he's kind of more chill, casual. So you kind of like see their two different clashings as Suki's trying to change stuff in his restaurant, and then they both bring food to the wake, and Suki wants to set it up in all these different places all throughout. It looks like grab it and then everyone just comes and takes the food. So it's just kind of like they are learning how to cope with each other and learning how to work together, which is definitely a learning lesson. I think everyone needs to just learn how to work with people who are different than you, and it's always a learning curve to do that. But okay, I will see y'all in the next episode. Hopefully we get more of Mr. Max Medina. See you guys soon. This has been another episode of Real Talk with Noelle.